Hi everybody, hope you're doing well. My name is Victoria Pikowska and I'm the founder of Victory Art, and I'm really glad that we can have this seminar together today. Well, and welcome again to our third seminar, which is taking place. So I would love to immediately start and actually jump to the whole seminar and what we are going to talk about. Before we will do it, I would like to actually mention that we are a Victory Art team who is creating these seminars, and we are all about breaking stereotypes and making difference in online art market. Before we start, please be mindful of others when speaking. Keep your microphone off, and if you need or if you have some questions or you want to ask something, do not hesitate to do it either at the end or you can put it to the chat. And so I would love to as well mention that these seminars are sponsored by Visegrad Fund, and at the same time, we're going to do these seminars with our partners from the Chemistry Gallery, who are going to actually do the seminar next week and the week after. And by GJW Gallery from Poland, who are going to talk about amazing art law and how to protect yourself as an artist, and Ari Kupsus Gallery. So at the same time, Victory Art, very briefly about us. If you don't know us, we are leaders in Eastern European art market. We're currently the only company who's focusing on helping these kind of talented artists, and we're really excited that we have the chance to represent already over 120 artists. We're builders because everything what we do is about changing the stereotypes and creating new perception about Central and Eastern Europe and advocates. Today we will be talking about my most favorite topic. I really love this topic, and this is about technology in art market and its benefits. Personally, I really love this topic. I believe this is if you want to be a successful artist, you have to educate yourself in tech, no matter if you want it or not. And you can use technology in your advantage. And this advantage, of course, can be simple or can be more complicated, but today we're going to focus on topics or as well on tech you as an artist can use. You can use it more or less by yourself without help of other people, and tech which brings you a lot of positive impact. So today we're going to talk about history of art and technology. So basically when the technology started influencing the art industry and when it became like really visible, the importance of technology in art, and the last thing, technology that is being used right now. So let's start with the history of art and technology. I know not everybody loves the history, but let's give each other a little bit of overview about these things. And we will be talking more or less about like a few major points which influence the direction of the art development. So let's start there. The first major point which changed the way art market works right now was in the 60s, when the visual art started blending with technology. And actually people those days only thought like how it could be influenced, but later on the topic developed further and further. The first use of the term of digital art was in the early 1980s, and it was actually exactly used for this specific picture you can see on the screen right now. And this was made by Harold Cohen, a digital artist, in 1980s. So it's like 40 years ago, right? Yes, 40 years ago, exactly. So think about how old actual digital art is. This was known as Atom, and like a robotic machine design. To be honest, this term is not used that often, but it's definitely good for you as an artist to know in case. The way art is viewed and shared and consumed at this point is constantly transforming. And it's transforming mainly because of the technology. Coronavirus in the past 2 years completely changed the way art market works, and it's changed the way how people perceive art, and where is their trash like this trash point, this pain point, when they are willing to buy something more expensive online, and it's lower, it's much lower than it was before. So so we already spoke about how Corona changed everything in art industry, so I'm not gonna go back there. But this is really important to know that this trend will not stop. This trend will develop further and further, and I want you guys all know that you as an artist, you really have to adjust. I hear so many people saying like, oh, I'm not good with social media, I'm not good with technology, I'm not good with that. Well, at this point, all of us have to adjust, because if you're not good at it, you don't have to be amazing with it, but you at least have to know what you're doing a little bit. So, very interesting thing as well, that Andy Warhol was one of the first artists who was creating digital drawings. And at some point, these drawings were kind of lost, and people were more thinking about other works he was doing, like, for example, the famous Campbell soup, or his pop art, or his Polaroids. But only in 2014, people started recognizing more Andy Warhol's digital art, and as well how impressive it was even back then. So the importance of technology is actually, this is very interesting topic, and especially the initiative which merges science, technology, and arts. And if you are living in European Union, what I believe all of you who is watching right now or who will be watching in the future, that you all are actually living in European Union, you can check as well. I believe it's called or starts, and this is initiative from European Union in order to support science, art, and technology. They have very interesting calls for artists, of course, for artists who are interested in tech. However, this can already tell us a lot how people think about art, how people are perceiving art, and that they are really open to digital art. I have to say that when Victory Art started, we started 2017. The initial idea was 2016 already, 2015. So it was the kind of process on our part as well. But I still remember those days that if someone was digital artist, it was always like, this person is not really artist. Is he artist? Isn't he artist? There was always like this kind of discussion, the same discussion, like what is art, kind of that way. And uh, before, it was very complicated for people to really see the value of something they could print in hundreds pieces. And that's why Victory Art actually started more focusing on the painters and on people who are really creating paintings, because people, especially back then, were very much focused on people who were creating physical art and original art. So so that's why we have right now like 95% of painters, and 90% of our portfolio are paintings as well. However, the situation changed a lot, and nowadays the digital artists are very interesting and very, very hot topic for the market. We could see, especially last year with the boom on NFT, that there was such increase of digital artists, and there was like, of course, the increase of the amount of digital artists is not always good sign, but the increase of digital art which was published, and the increase for demand for digital artists was insane. And the great thing what NFT and blockchain brings us is that we are able to really make sure that some information which is stored somewhere, like piece of digital art, is becoming a unique thing, and that there is only one owner, right? In terms of NFT, I can maybe tell you a little bit more, just very shortly. So it kind of works the same way as we can talk about paintings or original art, that there's only one owner and other people can look, but they're not really owners, right? So if there is like one owner of a painting and other people see somewhere a picture of the painting, let's say on Instagram or like in press and media, they can admire it, but there's only one owner. And the same and this is how it works as well with NFT. There's only one owner, and this was something what brought so much value, not only to artists, to digital artists, but as well to musicians, because now these musicians are much better able to track who is using and who is abusing their music, and this is really great to see. Additionally, this is making as well our lives easier, a little bit faster, efficient, and more fun. Because when you're a digital artist, you can create sometimes things um, what normal like physical painting or drawing will not allow you. I personally started watching Apple conferences last year. I completely converted to Apple brand at this point, and I was for a very long time Apple hater. Uh, I'm still very very neutral person, so I'm as well Android positive and Apple positive. But one thing what I admire about Apple uh, is their creativity and their art. Every single time you watch Apple conference, you just see how they use digital art, and I mean like video art, photo art, graphic design, 3D object making, uh, augmented reality. Like it's like, for me personally, it's such a art show to look at Apple conference and what they are able to do with digital art. So if you're an artist, please have a look. You can even look at the last Apple conference, especially they have right now a new computer. I don't know how is it called. Mac something like a new computer, and if you check advertisement for this specific computer made by Apple, you can see how they are able to push what they can do with digital art, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful, and artists, videographers, filmmakers, photographers would never be able to do this without having a proper system and using digital programs and softwares. So this is as well pushing art to completely different level, and is of course influencing as well people who are creating physical art, because the more like if we push art to such high level of being of not having any limits and being something you can really fantasize about and you can literally create anything, then this is as well a little bit of pressure on physical artists who as well have to create something new, something more extraordinary in order to keep up with the demands of the market. In general, I think it's really amazing thing. I'm really personally happy that digital artists are receiving the recognition that they should receive nowadays. Another amazing thing is VR. VR, virtual reality, is able to help clients from all over the world to take a virtual tour of different museums. So, for example, even maybe you're somewhere in Africa and you want to check Van Gogh Museum in Amsterdam, you can literally do it through virtual reality. Virtual reality is basically a way where you put like uh, different glasses, VR glasses. You have Oculus, you have some Google Lens. You have different kinds of virtual reality glasses, and you basically interact literally in a space with those 3D objects. This is really amazing tool to use, especially when you really want to interact with someone or with something what is like really far away, and you cannot really reach that. It depends on your personal preference. Some people really love it. Some people are not that open towards it. I personally had the chance to try virtual reality tours. It was not connected with art. It was actually connected with war, and it was connected with basically these like oil platforms. So it was very interesting for me as well. Um, I personally did not try it since then, and it was like 3 years ago, and the technology, of course, developed further. But you really have to be open to it, and as well interested to explore this, because some people love it, some people hate it, and it really depends up to you what kind of person you are. Another thing what can help you as an artist a lot is to focus on augmented reality. Augmented reality is a really great way how to connect uh, reality with something what's like virtual, so, or actually augmented. So what you can do is that you can take your phone, your iPad, or maybe your computer if you have this Microsoft Surface or something, and you can like point it somewhere, and you can see specific object in your, like in your house or in front of you or in your kitchen, whatever. Augmented reality is nowadays used by, I would say, better brands, or like brands who have either like some technology developed, or brands who are luxurious brands and want to come closer to their clients, or brands who have just like the human capital, or in general capital to have time to work on it, and you can literally shop whatever you want in your house. Very, very big brand who is using augmented reality is IKEA. You can literally go to their website, you can choose like some couch, and you can then point your phone, and you can check whether that couch fits in your house. uh, our company Victory Art is using it as well. So when you go to our website, I can directly show you that. When you go to Victory Art website, and you scroll and you just click on different artworks. Here I have right now this artwork. I just click on it and I scroll down and I see view in AR. I tap on it, and then when I point it to the wall, I'm able to see the specific artwork in my house, and I'm able to basically see whether it's matching, let's say, with my dining table or wherever I want to put it. So So if you are really able, or like willing to work on it, or if you are have if you have the capacity to work on it, then definitely have a look at it, because it's amazing thing what can help you a lot. By the way, Apple has amazing tool how to create your own augmented reality model, or actually it's 3D model, which is used then afterwards in augmented reality for your artworks. It's called AR Kit. You can find limited amount of videos on the internet, but it's still the most user friendly tool. And I know that. Android has something by Google, but I'm not 100% sure how it is called. Or you can do it the more technical way, and you can use Blender to create your AR tool. As I'm saying, this is becoming very popular. For example, I was choosing couch today as well, from one small startup here in the Netherlands, and they were using as well this AR tool. So I don't have to actually go to the showroom to check how it looks like, but I can really just see it in my own house, and that's so nice because it saves me so much time. So I personally really love augmented reality, and I think it's very easy to use, and it's very easy to use it as well for older people, because augmented reality and virtual reality are still kind of new concepts. Augmented reality is becoming very popular because it's easier to use and it's cheap when you think about it. You only have to have your smartphone, and smartphone can be as low as 150 euros, and you can use it for everything. Or virtual reality, but that requires already certain investment. Virtual reality glasses like Oculus are more expensive. I believe that they're starting around like 1,000 euros. And at this point, virtual reality is mainly used for gaming. It's of course getting popular, so you can like, let's say, even shop in H&M nowadays I think it was in metaverse or spatial, like one of those meta spaces which are used nowadays. So H&M open store there, and you can like shop your clothes in virtual reality. It really depends how you want to use it, but I have to really warn you that virtual reality is not yet that user friendly or that common for people. Another thing, what we already discussed before, is NFT and blockchain. NFT is really amazing way how you as an artist, as a special digital artist, you can protect yourself from your art being used by someone else or like being stolen by someone else. I can tell you one story. For this is something that we're going to talk about in upcoming seminars about art, law, and crime. But one of our artists who's very popular, she's exhibiting all over the world. She found out that basically someone was selling copies, like prints of her artworks, of her original artworks in Walmart in America, and as well in one store in Australia. So this is something that can as well protect you, because once if there is NFT and you create NFT, there's only one unique copy, and you and the specific person is the owner of that specific picture. And then it depends what you want to do with it, with the physical artwork. Maybe you are an artist who's creating paintings, and you want to start creating NFT because you feel like, oh, I'm more protected. So in that case, there's the bad way how you can do it is you destroy your own artwork, or you just sell the original, and you basically kind of separate the digital copy from the original one. So it's really important to understand what's your strategy as an artist in order to be able to use these all new technologies nowadays. In terms of NFT, you can literally you can even use it in Meta. I know that a few companies, I believe it was Spatial, and there's decentralized. I think it's the company is decentralized, who is literally like connecting NFT platform, so you can purchase that NFT and you can put it in your collectible space in that specific meta. So in this case, decentralized in your land there, and you can like collect it even there. So the limits of this are not there anymore. It's becoming completely different space for artists, and you have to understand one thing, that people are not buying majority of art because of being rational. They're usually they're usually buying it, and they're coming from a space of being irrational about it and very emotional. And this is something what what plays a big part as well in NFT. The market is still emotional. It doesn't kind of make sense for you to buy a land or create house in virtual reality somewhere in Meta. It doesn't make sense. Like it's not tangible, right? You can collect sneakers there, you can buy sneakers there, you can buy t-shirts there, but you cannot really use it even on your own avatars nowadays. But people are still buying it. And this shows a very clear sign that the market is emotional and is reacting emotionally, and the same is with prices of NFT. I personally was hesitating a lot to enter NFT because I saw that market was extremely emotional. Nowadays, when you go to TikTok, when you go to Instagram, you even find videos like, "Oh, how to become NFT artist? Like, let's start with painting art or something like that." And those people have no leverage. Those people have no real experience, but they're claiming to be artists only based on the vision of earning money from NFT. But there are still many NFTs which don't sell, and people are still putting some money in order to create the NFTs and basically uh, distribute it and sell it and doing like trading it, whatever, like all the different things you can do with NFT. But what's important is to kind of still have the reality check about the tech and use it in your advantage. Do your research, because I see people asking for their art 1 Ethereum. Oh no, sorry, 10 Ethereums. And then I'm asking them, but why are you charging so much when you're artist who is bigger, you never sold any NFT, no one knows about you, you don't have any exhibitions, and there's no real leverage for people to pay so much money, and people don't know why they're doing it. People don't know what's the real idea behind it. So please make sure that when you're creating NFT and you're entering the TED market, that you have someone who can help you with it, or you have at least idea about the pricing, or you ask someone to basically create it with you. If you need help, you can always contact our team at curator@victoryart.eu, and we can help you out with different topics. We still have some consultancy sessions free until the end of this month. So if you need something, just connect with us at curator@victoryart.eu, and we would love to help you out more with that. So another thing, what can be NFT, or what NFT includes are images. It can be videos, it can be GIFs, it can be virtual real estate, as we already spoke about. It can be fashion, as we mentioned with H&M. It can be even trading memes and tweets. Like, I believe that founder of Twitter was selling his first tweet on OpenSea, and he earned a lot of money because people were really getting crazy about it. So think about it, what you really want to do with it and how you want to influence the market with it. Don't go into it without a strategy. NFT provides amazing access to a global market. However, don't forget that you are entering different market, because people who are buying NFTs are not the same people who are buying your artworks or who would eventually buy your artworks. No, these people work differently. These people think differently. For them, it's not about necessarily the art. It's more about like the prestige of collect some NFT, to be in a hype, to really use cryptocurrencies to trade these NFTs. So think about it that way as well. Last thing what I want to say about NFT is is what makes it one of the most unique systems you can use an artist, and that's that you can earn royalties from basically when each time your NFT sells. This does not happen in the physical world. When you sell your painting, you sell it once for, I don't know, 1,000 euros to small collector, and then you grow, and that small collector sells it for 30,000 euros in, like, I don't know, 14 years later, and you don't earn any royalties out of it. NFT is actually a concept which allows you to earn the royalties up to 10% each time you sell your artwork. So think about it as well that way. That might be perfect thing for you. Right now, I would love to know if there are any questions you would like to ask. This is the perfect time. You can just write it in the chat and I can respond to you, or you can just unmute yourself, and it's gonna be great. Okay, Anka is saying, I found this interesting and we were really eager to see the Venice Biennale this year. The 2019 edition was stunning. Video and tech. Yes, definitely. Definitely. This Biennale is going to be about something completely different at this year. I was on in Venice Biennale, I believe, 2015, 2016, and there was a little bit of digital art. There were like a small screens from cell phones, which were used to create like a massive artwork, shining and like showing small pictures. And I'm really curious how it's going to develop this year. Yeah. Well, if there are no other questions, I would like to say thank you so much for joining our seminar today. It was very lovely, lovely having you here, Katarzyna. Thank you so much for joining as well. And we're gonna have another webinar next week at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, as normally we have on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. And next week, we're going to talk about how to create a great portfolio and to really break through with your portfolio. I'm not going to be the lecturer. The lecturer will be our partners from the Chemistry Gallery, who are real curators who are working with amazing artists. So if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask them. And eventually, as well, later on, you will be able to book consultancy with them, and they will be able to help you to create a great portfolio. So if you need more information, do not hesitate to reach out to us at curator@victoria.edu, and I'm looking forward to see you next week. Bye.